Have you ever wondered why shipping a product across borders can sometimes feel like solving a complex puzzle, especially when it comes to understanding who is responsible for what, or who pays for which part of the journey? The answer lies in Incoterms, which stand for International Commercial Terms. These are a globally recognized set of rules published by the International Chamber of Commerce, or ICC. They precisely define the responsibilities of buyers and sellers for the delivery of goods under sales contracts, covering everything from costs to risks. Incoterms achieve this clarity by specifically addressing three critical aspects of any international transaction. First, they pinpoint the exact place of delivery, which is where the seller fulfills their obligation to hand over the goods. Second, and crucially, they define the point of risk transfer, indicating the precise moment and location where responsibility for loss or damage shifts from the seller to the buyer. Lastly, Incoterms clearly allocate costs, specifying which party is responsible for expenses like transportation, insurance, customs duties, and loading or unloading charges, thereby preventing misunderstandings and disputes. To practically apply Incoterms, it is essential to choose the right rule for your specific transaction. For example, an EXW or Ex Works term means the seller's obligation is minimal, simply making the goods available at their own premises, and the buyer assumes almost all costs and risks from that point. In contrast, a DDP or delivered duty paid term places maximum responsibility on the seller, who must deliver the goods, cleared for import, to the buyer's designated destination, covering all costs and risks. Between these extremes, terms like FOB or free on board specify that the seller delivers when the goods are loaded onto the buyer's nominated vessel at a named port of shipment, transferring risk at that moment. The choice of term directly impacts pricing, logistics planning, and financial exposure for both parties, so careful consideration is key. A key insight into Incoterms is understanding that they do not cover ownership transfer, nor do they define the specifics of the payment terms. Their power lies purely in delineating delivery obligations, risk, and cost allocation between the buyer and seller. For instance, the 11 different Incoterms are organized into 4 main groups, each represented by a letter E, F, C, and D. The E term signifies departure, F terms refer to main carriage unpaid, C terms denote main carriage paid, and D terms signify arrival, making it easier to grasp the general allocation of responsibility. Ultimately, a clear understanding and correct application of Incoterms empowers businesses to mitigate financial risks, streamline their logistics operations, and cultivate stronger, more transparent relationships with their international trading partners. By precisely defining responsibilities at every stage, Incoterms ensure smoother transactions, reducing the potential for costly delays or disputes, and fostering confidence in global trade.